They tell us to take pictures. Capture the moment, they say. Make it last forever. We believe that if we freeze a second in time, we can own it. We can keep it safe from the decay of years. But I have learned a brutal truth. A photograph does not keep the moment alive. It is a thief. It steals the context. It erases the pain that came before the click and the silence that came after. It presents a lie so beautiful that you start to hate your own reality. I found it this morning. I wasn't looking for it. You never look for the things that hurt you. They have a way of finding you. I was cleaning the old shelf, moving books that haven't been touched since you left. And there it was. It slipped out from between the pages of a poetry book, fluttering to the floor like a dead leaf in autumn, a small, square piece of glossy paper. I hesitated to pick it up. I knew what it was. I knew who it was. My hand trembled as I turned it over. And suddenly, the dust in my room disappeared. The cold gray walls vanished, and I was back there, in the heat, in the light, in the lie. Tuscany, mid-July. Do you remember that heat? It was the kind of heat that makes the air shimmer. The hills were rolling like golden waves, dotted with those tall, lonely cypress trees standing like sentinels. We had rented that old vintage convertible. The engine rattled, and the radio only played static and Italian opera. You were wearing that dress, the one with the small yellow flowers. The wind was tangling your auburn hair, whipping it across your face, and you were laughing, trying to push it back. We stopped by the side of the road because the car overheated. Steam was rising from the hood. We should have been annoyed. We should have been fighting. But we weren't. Not yet. We were young, and we thought we had all the time in the world. I remember looking at you against that backdrop of endless vineyards. You looked infinite. You looked like something the Renaissance masters forgot to paint. I pulled out my camera. You smiled. Not the polite smile you gave strangers, but that real crooked smile that reached your eyes. Click. The shutter closed for a fraction of a second, trapping us in a prison of light. In this photograph, we look like the happiest two people on earth. If a stranger looked at this picture, they would say, "Look at them. They are soulmates." But the picture is a liar. It doesn't show what happened 5 minutes before. It doesn't show the worry in my chest, the way I was already terrified of losing you. It doesn't show the way you looked away right after the picture was taken, staring at the horizon with a sadness I was too afraid to ask about. The camera captured the light, but it missed the shadow growing between us. Do you remember the drive back that evening? The sun began to set, turning the sky into a bruised purple. The air grew cold, and the silence started. It wasn't a comfortable silence anymore. It was heavy. It was thick. I wanted to say, "I love you." I wanted to say, "Please don't ever leave." But I said nothing. I just focused on the winding road, and you fell asleep against the window. I remember glancing at you, watching the streetlights flicker across your face. I think, deep down, I knew it then. I knew that this summer was the peak, and everything after this would be the descent. That photograph was the last evidence of us, before we started becoming you and me. I look at my hands holding the picture now. My skin is drier. There are lines on my face that weren't there that day. My room is quiet. The only sound is the ticking of a clock that mocks me. But in this frame, you are timeless. You are safe. You are untouched by the tears that came later. You are untouched by the angry words we screamed at each other in that final month. In this picture, you still love me. And that is the cruelest joke of all. To hold proof of a love that no longer exists. It's like holding a map to a city that has been burned to the ground. Why do I keep it? Why don't I just strike a match and let the flame consume it? It would be easier. It would be closure. But I can't. My thumb brushes over your face in the photo, because even though it's a lie, even though it hurts, it is the only piece of magic I have left. It is the only proof that for one split second, in the middle of a chaotic universe, we made sense. We were beautiful. We take photos to stop time, but time is relentless. It moves forward, dragging us with it, leaving us scarred and changed. The man in this photo, he doesn't exist anymore. He died the day you left. And the woman in the photo, she is a ghost. We are no longer the people in this picture. We are just the strangers who are left looking at it.